This meeting is being recorded.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to our Tuesday Zoom training. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about summer incentive, and I'm super excited about that because hopefully you guys should know by now that we are in the middle, almost the middle of the summer incentive, and we still have one more month to go. So you still have until the end of March to complete your checklist, if you want to call it that, for the first brick of the summer incentive. So I'm super excited. So I guess we could go ahead. So Katie, like one thing I want to start doing with our Zooms before we go into like training and all seriousness is like kind of like icebreaker questions just for fun. So you and I were kind of talking about our shows that we were watching earlier. So that's kind of like my icebreaker question tonight was what shows are you currently watching?
All the shows. I watch everything. All the Chicago's, the Grey's Anatomy, Stations 19.
Nice.
Right now, Amazing Race. I watch it all. If I don't watch it, it's being
know,
taped so I can watch it later.
Yes, that's the one thing I like is being able to have like the networks downloaded to where I can go back and catch up. But the only downfall of that is that with it not being cable, it's not like present. So I'm watching like the older episode that everybody else has seen. So I have to make sure sometimes to stay off of like social media because I don't want any spoil alerts.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that has happened
true.
many times. Yeah, one show I shockingly have started getting into is Big Brother Celebrity.
So I watch Big Brother, but I do not watch the celebrity one. I always feel like they don't know how to play the game, and then I just get mad.
See, I'm the opposite
So I don't watch
because
it.
I never got into Big Brother. Like I saw it, but I'm like, this is like I loved Real World. Like we grew up with Real World, and that was my
Yes.
jam. But Big Brother, I don't know. I just could never get into it. But then when I saw it on TV,
I love it.
yes, but I saw it on Paramount and I saw the celebrity one and I was like, well, this is kind of different. And so I started watching it and stupid me, I started watching season 1 thinking that's like the most recent one. But then I'm listening to all the current events that's going on. Like this is definitely not
the people don't match.
No, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. All these things that they're talking about like that happened and current events and I'm like, okay, no. And then I went back and then I saw and I was like, oh Lord, okay, well I'm behind like 3 seasons, so all right, so let's go ahead and dive in.
That sounds about right.
So I figured, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and dive in and talk about the summer incentive. So being that Katie is just an intimate conversation between you and I, apparently, because no one else is on here. I guess I'll go ahead and just ask you, do you know what the summer incentive is? Just because this is a recorded and people are going to be watching it later on. So can you tell the audience what the summer incentive is?
You're talking about the Build My Brick, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, yeah. So it's about growing your team, and then you win the light and all the things, shoes, luggage.
Yes. So it is basically like a 3-step process. So what's really cool is it's like building like a house, and I feel like that they're going and playing off of the theme that we had for World Tour that just wrapped up today. So World Tour's theme was build. So then of course they're connecting it with brick by brick. So basically what is happening is that there are 3 different levels that any of us on this entire team, you guys, any of us can do. So the first level that you can lock in is currently taking place. And that started last month and then it ends at the end of March. And basically the qualifications for that is that you, when you get somebody that you're sponsoring, they lock in $1,000 PRV and you are automatically guaranteed to get the ring light for your desktop or for your countertop, and then the microphone for something like this, which is perfect. And so that, like, you automatically earn that, which is great. And then you lock in what I would call like level 1. So then you're going to then move on to level 2. You did? Oh, that's awesome. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, Laura technically joined February the 1st, and
That's
she's hit
awesome.
certified. So I did. I hit level 1. Whoop, whoop.
That's awesome. That's very exciting. I love it. I can't wait to see what it looks like.
Yeah, now I got to keep working on growing.
Yes. Hey, Kristen. Thanks for joining. Hey, Kristen.
Hey, sorry, I just walked in. I couldn't get it to
Okay,
work.
so we're in the middle of recording, but we just started, so you haven't missed too much. We just did a little icebreaker question, and we can actually go back so we can include Kristen in. So our icebreaker question, because I know you have some shows too that you like to watch. So what is, by far, off just the top of your head, what is one of the shows that you like watching right now?
Gosh.
Yeah,
Let's
just one.
see. Okay, I'm really excited about The Last Kingdom coming back in a couple of months, hopefully.
That, I haven't seen that yet.
And yeah, it's its last season, and it's been like a couple of years since they've had a season, so I'm really excited about that.
Very cool. Yeah, I want to get into that one.
Good. I gotta get my computer
I heard
plugged in.
people talk about it, but I haven't watched it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. And I tried Vikings after we watched it because I'm like, oh, it's the same thing, right? I just couldn't get
Yeah.
into Vikings. But I do love Last Kingdom, but I just really like the main character a lot.
Yes, because
And the
my
side characters too.
my husband and I started watching Last Kingdom, but they're so long that I feel like that we have to have like a long sit down time, to be able to.
It feels like a movie. Each episode feels like a movie.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the beginning of the series is a little slow because they do like so much character building, but then it gets really serious and it's like really good.
Yes.
So I say stick with it if you're into that kind of thing.
Yep, I think that I'm going to take it on as my own show because my husband, he gets really antsy and he likes more like sitcom type shows. So I think that I'm just going to go ahead and start watching it on my own because he didn't really get into it. So I'm like, too bad.
Poor guy. Yeah.
Okay, but do y'all watch Bridgerton? Because I'm really excited about that.
I haven't seen
Yes.
it.
Oh my
Okay, well,
gosh.
it's not kid friendly, so don't be watching it with your kids.
I don't want to watch anything that's kid friendly, honestly.
I'm just saying.
Right? Yeah.
I do not recommend.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And like, I feel like they
Me
dragged it out
too.
long enough.
I am not gonna lie, like I'm a little disappointed that the Duke isn't coming back. But maybe that won't last
don't you get me
forever. Maybe it
So
won't
I
last
guess I got to
forever.
check this one out.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
it's
Chris.
good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's only like 8 episodes. There's only like 8 episodes. You'll be sucked in. It'll take 1 or 2, and you'll be good to go.
Oh, that's quick
Yeah.
then. Yeah, I could really get caught up.
I ended up binge watching it because I couldn't turn it off.
Yeah, they've been really dragging it out.
Oh, and Obi-Wan, I'm excited about that show coming. If you like Star Wars.
I saw that. Yeah.
My husband does.
I don't have Disney Plus. All right, so let's go ahead and dig back in. So Kristen, tonight we were talking about the summer incentive that we currently have going on. And you're not like gonna get in trouble, but do you know what the summer incentive is? The spotlight.
No.
That's okay. So the good news is that we're still in the middle of it, so there's plenty of time. So basically what the summer incentive is Cincy is connecting off of how we just got off a world tour in January. So Cincy had the world tour program, and so they are building, no pun intended, off of that because the incentive is called Brick by Brick. So basically what that is that between now and the end of summer, consultants have the opportunity to lock in what I will call 3 levels of opportunities to win various prizes. So for example, the current one that we were just going over, Katie and I recently earlier, was it's still going on. So we still have until the end of March to qualify for it. So basically what it is that if you have anybody that joins under you and you personally sponsor them, they're not a reinstatement. If they're new to Cincy and they join at the beginning of February, you have from the beginning of February until the end of March for them to hit $1,000 and certify. So certify, with $1,000 PRV. And then when they get certified, you automatically win a ring light for your desktop. And then there's this really fancy mic that comes with it as well, which is very cool.
Okay. I think I do remember.
So that's the
when you said brick by brick, it did ring a bell. So
yes. So
But I
I'm
don't
actually
know.
going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. That way we can take a look at it real quick. Especially for those that are going to be joining us later and watching the replay. All right, so let me know whenever y'all see my screen. Oh, of course, I got to log back in.
Okay, I see it.
Oh, this will be a good example. Y'all get to see my dashboard. So my dashboard, so everybody that's watching the replay, y'all can see that we all start at 0, including your director. Well, I was at 0, as y'all can see, but we all start at scratch. So I just wanted y'all to know. Y'all get to see that. That'll probably be the only time y'all get to see that. All right, so let's see. I need to go to what was it? Incentive, yeah. All right, there we go. That's what I wanted y'all to see. So here it is. So it's called the Brick by Brick Building Your Team. And let's see, I'll just read through it real quick. But when you have a great foundation, the rest comes brick by brick. This 3-part incentive was designed to help you stay active all season long with simple qualifications and amazing prizes. Achieve 1, 2, or all 3 incentives. It's up to you. And when you earn all 3, you'll also get to choose the grand prize, which I am super excited about. So that's definitely driving me. So as y'all can see, yes, that's what I'm gunning for, girl, is the shoes. But this is Katie, by the way, Kristen, Katie just surprised me. I did not know this. She actually qualified and locked in level 1. So Katie, at the end of the incentive period, will actually be getting this, which is the ring light and the recording microphone, which is really cool.
Yay, Katie.
The Cincy streaming kit. I know, that's awesome. So that's level 1, you guys, for those y'all that are especially watching the replay later on. That is level 1. So if you have anybody between now and as you can see above it, it does say January 1st to March 31st. So anyone who promotes a certified between that time period, you will automatically qualify for the Cincy streaming kit, which is really cool. And bonus feature is that once you lock in that level 1, that actually is going to get you into working the April to May incentive, which is level 2. And then there will be another one after that as well, which is really cool. So as y'all can see here, this is actually the grand prize. So if you log in all 3 levels, and by the way, I will go ahead and tell you guys that we do not know, I don't even know yet what level 2 is, nor level 3. But from what I have been told, that level 2 and level 3, the incentive periods during the summertime are not going to be in connection to like what we're doing right now. But this is the grand prize. So you can choose between either, it looks like the luggage, you can do the custom shoes, or $200 in Cincy product credit, which is really cool. And then if y'all haven't checked this out already, it is on your Cincy dashboard. And what you're going to do is on the left-hand column, you're going to click on incentive with a $sign, and then it's automatically going to come up. But if y'all haven't seen them already, these are actually super cool. These are specifically designed from the Cincy design team for us. So you can't get these anywhere else. And the only way that you can get them is earning the incentive summer challenge, which is really cool. So we have to lock in all 3 in order to qualify for this. But like Katie said earlier, this is actually what I am gunning for as well, is the shoes. Katie, which ones are you wanting out of all the sets?
Either set in the middle, like the black with the butterflies, or the ones on the bottom, the black with the hearts.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking, because I like Yeah. Yeah. Because I like the ones with the white background, but I feel like I'm going to get them dirty like way too quick.
Me too.
But those are super cute. I really like those. All right. So, and then let me think. I think I'm going to give me 1 second. So I don't need to share my screen right now until later. Okay. And we should be coming back. So, most of our incentives are usually geared towards trips. So for those of y'all that are new to Cincy, most of the time when we have incentives all year round, they're normally connected to a trip of some sort or a vacation. However, on occasion during the spring summertime, Cincy does have incentives that are going to help you better your business. So most of us do like vacations and we like taking trips, but there are a lot of us that don't necessarily have the schedule or the time to be able to take out to go on said vacation. So that's what's really great about the current summer incentive is because this one is 100% attainable. I'll be honest with y'all, easier than a lot of the challenges that we've had in the past. And it's going to, like I said earlier, it's going to be better for your business overall. The incentive is easily achievable. One way that you can do this is easily by flipping a party. So what I mean by that is that if you have a host between now and the end of the summertime, you can get them to have their party. Their PRV gets up to, let's just say, minimum of $500. You close the party out, you flip it over to them. That means that they're halfway to the certify point. So I can understand not wanting to necessarily flip $1,000 PRV because let's be honest, like that's a lot of money. Coming from myself who works my business full time, absolutely not going to be turning over $1,000 PRV of my own. But if I have a host that their people get them to $1,000 PRV, yes, because we know now that we can flip it over to them, right, Kristen? We know now that we can flip it over to them. So by all means, flip it over to them. That's even more incredible if you can get up to $1,000 PRV in a party. But 500 alone, you guys, you would be honestly surprised of how big of a boost, like a moral boost and fire that it lights under your host potential teamie when they have $500 PRV that's already in their belt. Because let's be like, think about it, like our own personal PRV, when we get up to 500, like that's a big achievement. Like that's hard. When you see that 500 sitting on your dashboard, like I know I feel good about that because as a leader, that's the minimum that I have to hit in order for me to even see my own paycheck. I have to hit $500. So $500 for a party is freaking awesome. And if you can flip that over to somebody and they haven't even joined Cincy, that is even more exciting because when you're a new consultant and you're starting from ground zero and you have zero PRV, like what a buzzkill, right? Like starting at zero, like you're like, wah, wah, because you're having to start from scratch. And if you're not familiar with a business like Cincy, you have no idea what you're doing. And then you're already panicking, especially for those that are going to be joining our team and possibly using this as a side gig or a part-time job. Flipping over that $500 PRV, yes. Do we want the host rewards? Of course. Of course, I want $75 host rewards from that. But if it comes down to flipping the PRV and being a blessing to somebody that's going to get a bomb paycheck from it, or hoarding the PRV, let's be honest, we're hoarding the PRV for ourselves. So when it comes to those two, to me, it's like a no-brainer to flip the $500 party over to that person because it's not only going to help us get halfway to the mark that we need for the incentive, right? But it's also going to give them a pretty decent paycheck for the next month. And guess what? When we flip that $500 over to them, they automatically lock in Shooting Star. Like they've already earned their Shooting Star. Like I actually currently have a team member, Aditra, who joined us last weekend. Most y'all know, y'all seen that she has a fundraiser. Or she had a fundraiser that I did for her. We flipped it over to her. She had $500 in PRV, automatically locked her into Shooting Star. Those of y'all that are not familiar with Shooting Star is incredible because it unlocks a $200 kit with almost every single Scentsy product, but I think like the air purifier and the diffuser. So like everything else is included in it. And it's valued at $300. And the consultant, if they choose to, can purchase it for $200 PRV.
I think
believe
it does have a diffuser in it.
Oh,
I
it does
think it
now?
has one of the $60 diffusers
Oh,
in it.
yes. Well, yes, you're right, Kristen. It has the, what is it? The Lux Gray. It has that one in it now. Yes. But not like the premium or the air purifier. But everything else, you guys, it's got everything else. And it's $200 and it's valued at $300. And bonus, we get paid. That consultant gets paid off that $200. So, I mean, like, that's just amazing. And like I said earlier, $500 PRV, we're flipping it over to them. They're already at the halfway mark and their journey has just started with Scentsy. So it is said by all, like, across the board with consultants, that if we have somebody that joins under us and we sponsor them, it is proven that if they hit shooting star within their first 15 days, because that's when you have to hit is within your first 15 days, that they will excel in their Scentsy business because they're hitting those numbers. I have seen that personally with a lot of people that have come onto our team. If they struggle to hit that 500 within the 15 days, it's like an uphill battle. But if we encourage them and they get that 500 locked in, especially if it's quicker because it's coming from a party, you guys, then after that, it's like the sky's the limit. So do you guys, I don't know if y'all were able to catch the live last night for Scentsy end of the month. Do y'all happen to know what the join special is? I know Katie does because we talked about it earlier. Do we know? Yes, $25, you guys. Those of y'all that are watching the replay or the recording, it's a $25 join special. It's freaking incredible, especially if you think about the fact that when I joined, I just went for the gusto and paid the $99. So $25, $99. Like $25 to me, like, that is huge because somebody is investing in the business, in a side gig, in a hobby. $25 is freaking awesome. It's the price of the mini warmer. So that leads me into sharing my screen again because I want to show you guys, especially those who are watching the replay, what comes in the said $25 kit. So it should be popping up on your screen pretty soon. So this is everything in its glorious moment that comes in your $25 join kit, you guys. Like, how incredible is this? The mini warmer alone is $25. So if you look at it, your customer, soon to be team member, is not only getting black raspberry vanilla, which we all know how incredible it is cleaning out all of our dirty warmers, right? So they get a wax bar. As you can see here, they get the transition testers. I don't believe that they're going to get like the entire kit of testers. So I think it's just the transitional ones, which means it's like the new summer and spring fragrances, which, to be fair, like, there's not going to be a whole lot missing out of that. Like, they still get a good amount, especially for $25. And as you can see here, it looks like that they're getting body samples, they're getting laundry samples, and they're getting pet shampoo samples. So hello. And 25, so the pack that you see of the catalogs, I believe 25 comes in the pack. And that almost looks like the showcase brochure. Can anybody? I think that is the showcase brochure. I was trying to look around to see where I put mine at. I'm pretty sure. Well, it doesn't say. Let me look. Oh, no, just kidding. That's the catalog. Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. Yeah, the showcase brochure actually says showcase brochure at the top. And then I'm looking over at the catalog, and the catalog says connections. So it looks like it, but that's even better because the catalogs are more expensive. So yeah, pack of 25 catalogs. They're getting all of that for $25. I mean, you're pretty much getting everything else for free because they're only paying for the mini warmer. Like, to me, that is a no-brainer. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and then get back to you guys. All right, so my handy dandy notes here. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind, that this is super important, that I'm glad I saw this, so everybody make a note of this, is that host rewards cannot be used towards the $25 join special. So when you're using your host rewards, so when you're using your host rewards, That can get your soon to be team member, ones you're sponsoring, the 59 host kit. They can still do that, still use the host sports for the 59 kit. But to be like 100% honest with y'all, I don't even think I'll be gearing towards the 59 kit. I feel like I'll be pushing the $25 kit, because in that way they can bank more on their PRV if it is their party. And then their PRV, obviously, they could put towards the items that are not in the $25 kit, if that makes sense.
So I have a question. So
Yes, ma'am.
like, let's say they're doing a party with you, okay? And then you decide to flip it for them. And so they want to join, right? So, and they want to do the $25 kit. So do they buy the kit and then you flip it? And is that, I mean, how does that work? Okay.
Correct. So I actually had to do that yesterday. Sorry. I'm like, sorry, y'all, the 28th of March like really threw me off. So if y'all didn't notice. So yes, I called on this yesterday. So yes, so basically what it is that when they're ready to do the 25 kit, you can shoot them over the link. That is at the very top of our website, by the way. If y'all didn't know that, click on join. Copy and paste that link to them. They purchase the $25 kit. They'll let you know. You'll probably get an email too, but they'll let you know. And then, Kristen, what you'll have to do is close that party out. Obviously, make sure that before they click join, that party is in their name, right? So we're not the host. They need to be the host. Before they purchase the kit, you need to make sure the information's intact. Then you can close the party out. When you close the party out, us as consultants will have to call support, and support flips it over.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had to do that because the fundraising party that I flipped for her, the $500 one, I had orders that were attached to that so my customers could get free shipping, local people. And so that flipped over to her, but the rest of it that was on the website, the PWS orders, those did not. So Cincy Support has an IT team. They have to manually go in and then flip all that over. So just make a note of that. So the process is they get the $25 kit. Close the party down. They get the kit, call support. Support can flip it over. Let's see. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, I'll probably get with you again if I come in when
You're good. No, it just takes practice. And for those of y'all that are also watching the replay, for me, like, it's just a matter of practicing that mindset of offering, and we're going to get to that in just a little bit, but offering to as many people as you feel like would be great Cincy people. So, and we're, like I said, we'll dig into that a little bit more in a little bit because I don't want to confuse y'all. But we definitely don't want to sit on this. That's just what I'm going to say. You definitely don't want to sit on this. For those of y'all that are new to Cincy, heck, even if you just joined our team recently, don't hesitate on this. And I'm not going to say don't be scared, because that's valid. I'm going to validate that for you guys, but do it scared. That's what I'm going to say. Do it scared. Y'all that are new to this team, that you're not, if I don't personally sponsor you, you may not even know me that well. But for those of y'all that do know me on this live and otherwise watch the replay, can attest that even if you are not sure how to sponsor somebody, if you're not sure how to onboard them, if you are like, skirt, like that, I'm good, Megan, because that does not sound like what I want to do it. Because we're not asking you to build an empire. We're not asking you to be like a CEO of a company and rise to the top. The thing is that in order for anybody to have this opportunity to be a consultant, no matter what that looks like for them, we are the token to that. We are the key to that. They cannot become a consultant unless they sign up underneath somebody. Okay, that is the only way they can become a consultant. I would much rather have Susie Q sign up under me, who just joined Cincy, someone that she knows, that she talks to, that you've had a conversation with, right? My host, I'm her host, whatever the case may be, rather than her go to Cincy.com and click join and then sign up underneath some random ass person. You know what I mean? Because who wants that? because you're not going to have the training. You're not going to have the camaraderie. You're not going to have this. Like, they're not going to get this. So I know it's intimidating, especially for those of y'all that are watching the replay, those of y'all that are just in the middle of growing your teams now. It can be very scary, but as we've heard so much in other aspects of life, do it scared, because we have the tools, we have the resources, we have the trainings. Get them on Scentsy, because here's the thing. We are at a stage, I feel like, in this world, in this day and age, where it's not necessarily presenting them with a $25 kit for them to have a job. I don't think that we're there anymore. I think that presenting the kit to them is a way of like an outlet from their everyday life. It's going to be something that could possibly get them out of a physical, if not emotional, abusive situation. We don't know their story, right? It could be that they're single mom trying to bring in some income for her family. It could be that she has an awful day job, you know, and she's just wanting something to come home to, or even he. Let's not discount the guys. Even guys too, right? Guys, if you didn't already know this, by the way, guys do sell Scentsy. They are out there. They exist. They're unicorns, but they exist. But you know, the point of that is that don't discount anybody out, because I'll give myself as an example. If y'all didn't already know my story, I didn't know what Scentsy was. I didn't know what Scentsy was when I joined. I didn't join because I needed the income, because I was working 50 plus hours a week, making pretty good money as a manager. I was doing really well for myself. Didn't like the job, but I was bringing in good income. And I joined because this was my mental savior. This was something that I could have fun. Y'all see me. I mean, look at my cardigan. I love color. I love having fun. I like partying. So this was my outlet for me to be able to have fun and check out from the real world and just be myself. Because some people in this world don't feel like that they belong somewhere. They don't have friends. They just moved to the area. This is where they're meeting people. So I'm just going to get off my soapbox. That was just my 2 cents. Message your best customers. Your best customers make phenomenal consultants. So your best customers means who is ordering from you on a regular basis, who is placing a big order with you, who is currently hosting a party with you and their party is 200 or more. Because if they're having a party with you and their PRV is 200 or more, that means that they know people, right? And if they know people, that means that they're going to be successful in their business. Not necessarily knowing like 20, 30 plus people, because that takes time, but they still have like a small network that they can start with, because we all have to start from somewhere, right? Let's see. Highlight what Scentsy does for us. When somebody is on the fence and you're having that conversation with them and you're talking to them this month about the $25 join special, talk to them about the bonuses that Scentsy gives us. Let them know that Scentsy is not, as everyone assumes, an MLM company. They're part of the DSA, okay? That is a huge freaking deal. Like, they're a part of the DSA. So just put that out there. Highlight what Scentsy does for us. If y'all didn't already know, some of the perks that Scentsy presents to us as consultants and opportunities is, for one, Shooting Star. We went over that earlier, right? Shooting Star, $500 PRV. What do we get? We get this incredible certificate. We have an award. I have mine behind me. We get, if you reach 1,000 or more, if you're hitting different levels of Sensational Start level 1 and 2, you get this incredible warmer, right? It looks like an award. It's like so cool. We also get a 5% permanent pay raise, right? When they certify, they get a 5% permanent pay raise. What other companies can say that? When I worked for my job for 6 years and I was doing really well, my pay raises were not looking like that. My pay raises were like $1 if I was lucky. Like some people get pay raises of like 25 cents here, 50 cents here, $1 here. And think about all the hard work you have to put in just to get that smidge of a raise. Yeah. But the fact that we get to do this and we get to have fun and meet new people and do what we love and have joy in it, but then we also get a benefit of a permanent 5% pay raise is actually pretty cool. Get excited. When you're excited, your people are going to get excited. Okay. Like when you have happiness and you talk to them about why you joined, right? Like I just shared with y'all a little bit about why I joined. Share why you joined. Be honest with them. let them know this is a side gig for me. You don't want them to assume that if you're not working this full time, don't let them assume you're working it full time. Just let them know, like, I'm a mom. I'm a busy mom. We do sports on the side. We do family activities. We travel. I have a job on the side, but Scentsy is my side gig. Scentsy is my hobby, because we want them to know, like, it's not just a job. We don't want them to feel like I did a live training the other night with
I
one
have
of our
a
new
question.
teammates. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you know how you said message your best customers, right? About the join
Yeah.
thing for $25, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what if those are people that you've never had a join conversation with? Like, how would you approach that conversation? Like, are you saying, hey, you're one of my best customers. I wanted to let you know about this new, join special, like something like that. Is that that's what we're saying, right? Because I feel like my best customers, we have not had a join conversation. But I see where you're going with that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like, what does that conversation look like? Like, does that make sense?
Well, yes, I get it. I get what you're saying. You definitely want to be natural about it, right? Like, you don't want to be that, like, hey girl, I was just thinking of you and I've got this opportunity. Like, don't be the hey girl. Okay. Don't do that. But you just want to make it seem natural, right? So typically, for example, our best customers are ordering from us on a regular basis, right? So it's not like you're not going to hear from your best customer for like 3 months and then they're just going to show up, because that's not a best customer. Our best customer are the ones that are showing up for us like a month after month, right? They're the ones that are commenting on our VIP group. They're the ones that are sharing their orders. They're the ones that are referring people to us. So those, like, that in itself creates like a dialogue that you can have with your customer. So for example, customer follow-up, like I do it every month. So that could be something that kind of like ease you into that if you haven't already followed up with that person, to where you could just say, hey, Susan, whatever, I'll just make a name. Hey, Susan, I was letting you know I'm putting in a group order soon. I just want you to know I really appreciate you supporting my small business. I'm putting in an order soon. I want to see, if your your stock is running low, do you need anything, that kind of thing. And then get to talking to her. Another thing that I like to do is kind of like what we talked about, what was it, last week, whenever we sent out those envelopes. So that's where those blank checks come in handy, because your best customers, I have 2 girls on our team that were, well, actually not even more. I have 4 girls now on my team that were my best customers. Okay. And what I did is I like to go do the blank check, and I'll go back and I'll tally up between like a certain amount of time how much they spent. And then I'll calculate it with the commission that they would make off of how much they spent, and let them know, like, on that check. And then what you could do if you wanted to is you can mail that off to them, right? Mail it to them. I typically will give the post office about 2 to 3 days-ish for it to arrive. Then I'll contact them, I'll text them, or I'll message them, and I'll be like, hey, I hope you're having a good week so far. I sent some happy mail to you. I just wanted to check in and see if you got it. And then see what they say. And just go from there. Because you want to be as natural as possible. I can tell you that more than likely your best customers, and all of y'all that are watching even the replay, our best customers at some point down the line in our business will join Scentsy, because they're showing up every single time, right? They're getting all the products. It's like, if you're invested in Scentsy and they're ordering all that stuff from us, why the heck would they not want to get a return on it? But you just have to make sure and meet them, Katie, like where they're at, and turn it in a way that's going to connect with them, right? So if you have a customer, and let's just say, for example, that they have a full-time job, they're making really good money. Obviously, you don't want the conversation geared towards, oh, hey, if you join Scentsy, you can make such and such money this next month off your orders, because odds are they don't probably care about the money. You can talk to them about like how much fun you have, right? Like, I got to meet new people. I get to share like what I love about Scentsy, but just like I said, just meeting them where they're at. Like, one thing that we can definitely help us is when you are following them on their Facebook pages, because we can see what it is that they do on a day-to-day basis, right? So for example, my new teamie, I did a fundraiser for her daughter because she's in dance. Her daughter is committed to dance in the dance program for like 4+ years. Okay. Like she's in it for the long haul. So I had a conversation with her the other day and I was like, hey, I'm curious. Why now? Why did you join Scentsy? Because I ask every single one of my team members, I want to know why. And she said, well, because my daughter's in dance, it's really expensive. So anything that I make off of Scentsy, because she works full time, so anything that she's making off of Scentsy is going straight towards her daughter's dance fees. Okay. So that's going to be her drive. That's why she's going to show up every month to work her business, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, I would say, Katie, like, go to that person that you're thinking of, go to her page on Facebook and just see what she's about. Does she like to go on vacations? Right? Because Scentsy has incentives for trips. That's how I reel my mom in. Like my mom loves going on vacations and she's getting ready to retire in the next couple of years, right? And that's why she honestly is not retired yet, is because she does not want to miss out on all of her trips. But when I got her to join, she was already getting 2 air purifiers. So it was like a no-brainer for her to go ahead and join. And I said, Mom, you order from me every month. Look at this incentive that I just earned. I don't even have to pay for it, you guys. So I was like, join Scentsy and you can go on a trip with me and it's going to be paid for. It's like a win-win. So, that's what you got to do. Do a little digging around. And Kay, we can, on your touch base even, this could be a part of your touch base. So we can definitely talk about that a little bit more when we, have that one-on-one coaching call, as we can talk about your customer particularly that you're thinking of, and then I can help you out with that. Let's see. What else? Talked about highlighting what Scentsy does. Oh, so for those of y'all that are watching the replay, because the 2 of y'all that are on here are already in the group. So for those of y'all that are watching the replay, if you didn't already know, we actually have a group on Messenger that focuses on growing your team. Okay. And we just started it off for the month. It's not homework. There's nothing in there that I'm absolutely making you guys do. But I will say this. The material that I am presenting to them in this group every single day will have results. I guarantee it. If you show up and you do the work in this messenger group every day, if you do the work, it will pay off. I guarantee it. And the reason why I can attest to that is I spoke about this the other night with some of y'all. Katie and myself, we did the same sort of training last October. I front loaded 5 people, you guys, to my team. That's insanity. On average, I front load about 1 to 2, if I'm lucky, 1 a month, but 5 just blew me out of the water. So cool. And honestly, I know this program works because it's not work. Like, obviously there's things that we have to do. Like, there's going to be stuff that we need to do, but it's not daunting. And as y'all see, like, as we go throughout the month of doing this and the stuff I'll post every day, it's easy peasy stuff. It's going to be things where we're basically just showing up and showing how Scentsy's incorporated in our everyday lives. And there's going to be like little seeds that we're planting along the way before we execute and do the stuff like mid-month. So we're basically right now, over the next 2 weeks, we're basically going to be planting like little seeds along the way. And then that's where the work's going to start kicking in like mid-month. But if you're wanting to either grow a team, or if you're wanting to see bigger paychecks, if you're wanting to see bigger numbers show up on your PRV, on your paychecks on a month-to-month basis, that's what it's about, is sponsoring. Like that's like the bread and butter, because especially for those of y'all that are doing this as like a side gig or a hobby, if you're not working your business full time, sponsoring people is where it's at. Because sponsoring, what that means is that you as a consultant, minimum $500 PRV. Your people that you're sponsoring take care of the rest. Like 500 minimum. Like that's achievable. Super achievable. Especially now that we're in the very beginning of our catalog season. 100%. The last thing that I do want to go over with y'all and you are more than welcome to take notes. I know, Katie, you had mentioned the other day that you were wanting me to like real briefly go over the PRV list that I had that I wrote down the other day. And so I'm going to go over that real quick, just because we're in March. So some of this does pertain to March right now. So for those of y'all, we're switching gears. So for those of y'all that are wanting to work your PRV and you're wanting to participate in our competition that we've got going on this month for March, right? Kicking the zero, stomping the zero out. So this, we're just going to do like, I'm just going to run through all of them and you all can choose to like write them down, not write them down, but I'm going to go through all of them one by one. And if y'all have any questions about any of them, let me know. All right, so first one is, it's called a fragrance flower bundle. It's buy two, and then this is a personal special. So it's buy two, get one half off. In order for this to actually even happen, you need 12 people that are interested in doing this bundle. And then what I will say is I'm just going to run through all of them. And for those of y'all that hear anything that kind of like sparks a light bulb that you want more details on or help, make sure and make a note of it. And then we can definitely like chat about that later this week, or if not next week. The next idea you guys saw that I posted the other day, it's actually called, I refer to it as like a rainbow 6-pack. So that can be made up of any of your favorite fragrances. If you go to Facebook and you go to the top and then you search at the top of your Facebook page, just type in like rainbow Scentsy 6-pack. There's tons of pictures, personal pictures that you can use. In my opinion, I would actually put your own 6-pack together if you have wax on hand. I find that when my face is in the photo with the product, I sell the product a lot quicker. It's a lot more efficient. People relate to it a lot more than just like stuff. And then not my photo in there. Let's see, March 27th is National Strawberry Day. So that is also pertaining to wax. So you could easily put together a 3-pack or a 6-pack of your favorite strawberry scented wax. So that's a lot of fun. Let's see what else. Oh, so also you guys, so not only marketing our product, but this, these make really great conversation pieces in your VIP group and then in your stories. So a lot of times what I personally like to do is you could do like a this or that. Like, are you, I don't know what would be the season. Like, are you a watermelon person or are you a strawberry person? Super simple things like that can help your algorithm, and people love sharing their 2 cents. So something as simple as that can help interaction on your pages, and then even your personal page. I've definitely seen like that happen first and foremost on my personal page. So I'm really happy about that. Interaction is key. Let's see, March 11th is Johnny Appleseed Day. So that's something I personally plan on doing. I have a 6-pack of Johnny Appleseed wax. So I'm just going to super simple, stack it up, take a picture of it, like right beside me, and then, you know, call it a day and then post it. Because again, people, here's the thing is like when we have specifically like wax, I'll give you an example, like wax per se, when we do themes around stuff like that, we're taking the guesswork out for our customers. We have a huge catalog, right? We have a huge catalog. We have so much stuff for them to pick from. It can be overwhelming, especially for somebody that is on the go, super busy, doesn't have a lot of time. When we take the guesswork out and we have like theme things like that, it makes it not only fun, but it's super simple for them. And they're like, bam, I needed wax. I like apples, sold. So take that in consideration as well. March 23rd, it looks like it's National Puppy Day. We did go over this one the other day. This would be the perfect example for you to post a photo of your animal and talk about how the products help with your stinky dogs and your stinky cats. Another fun fact that you can tie in with as well is a 2-for-1. If y'all didn't know this, the Detangler spray for pets. Are you ready for it? We can use it in human hair. It's not something that, yes, Kristen, right? We don't, Scentsy does not advertise for that. It doesn't say it like on the bottle, but we have consultants who personally have used it on their hair, including myself, and it does work. So that's something that we can't necessarily like advertise, like, hey, guess what? You know, you can use it for this and you can use it for that, but you can have a one-on-one conversation with somebody. If they're interested in the pet bundle, private message to them and be like, hey, I just wanted to send you this message. I thought of you with the pet bundle. I know that you've got that new puppy. I know that you've got that dog. He's so cute. Funny fact, did you know that you can use it in your hair too? Like that's like a fun thing to do. Perfect for those of y'all that have little ones, little girls. Now that we're going into the summertime because all that awesome beach hair that they deal with. March 19th is National Nurse Day. So we did go over that one the other day as well. You could easily offer hand soap. You could do a bundle. You could just do one hand soap with a scent circle. If you have these things on handy, or if you guys also have host rewards, Katie and I were just talking about that today. Use your host rewards towards things that in the next couple, like next month or two, you could put together as like gift and bundle ideas. Take a photo in your house and then share it, because our customers more than likely, give or take, know an idea of like what our houses look like. So I noticed that my customers are more inclined to order stuff that I'm staging in my own house than when I post someone else's photo, which is really funny. Weird, but it's so true. It doesn't have to look perfect, doesn't have to like look how we see on a lot of the Facebook photos. Just get it done, take a photo, post it. That's it. That's all I gotta say about that. Don't overthink it. March 14th is Butterfly Day, National Butterfly Day. We went over this one the other day as well, real briefly. March 14th, with being butterflies, you guys, we have a couple warmers that have butterflies on them. Make sure and look those up as well. I personally would not suggest like posting all of them all at once. Just choose one, find a personal photo, post it. Happy National Butterfly Day, put it in your stories. A lot of people, including my own mother-in-law, they relate the remembrance of my late, I don't know how you would call him, but I'll just say my husband's grandpa. They relate butterflies to him. So a lot of people who have others that have passed, they relate the remembrance of them to butterflies. So that's something a lot of times people can connect with as well. Obviously, since he's connected to butterflies too. So there's that. Let's see what else. Easter baskets. So that was the one thing I didn't want to mention before because I don't like want to overwhelm anybody because it was still February. But March, definitely think about Easter baskets. Obviously we've got like the Easter collection coming out. So if you're wanting to market that, great, that's fine. For me personally, I plan on marketing the buddies that are like in clearance, for example. Easter gets really expensive. People are looking for cheaper, better deals. So that's where you can market the buddies that are in clearance. Make sure that, because more likely they're licensed buddies, that we are not posting like screenshots of clearance. Please don't do that. Use like the licensed photos. And unless you have the buddy on hand, I'm going to go ahead and say that first and foremost. I too have to practice this as well. So it is against compliance for us to actually post photos of licensed items that are not ours. Okay. Now, if it's in your VIP group, and I'm only going to say this once, if it's in your VIP group, you can post that stuff, but just don't post it on your personal page, if you catch my drift. Just be careful about that. Let's see. But yeah, think Easter baskets. Don't overthink it. I saw a picture the other day. It was really cute. Somebody had actually went to the dollar store. They did, it was like a little Easter basket. They put, I think they put a room spray and a scent circle, and I think that was it, honestly, and maybe like a little treat. So think about that. Either like cute add-ins for their Easter baskets or like the full thing put together. A lot of times I too will just use what I have on hand, and I'll do like a really quick mock-up, take a photo, and then again, just post it to give people's, wheels turning. What else? Oh, I did post this the other day in the VIP group. Oh, sorry, in our little chat that we had. That's what it was, about the Hope warmer that's still in clearance, by the way. I think it's like $25 in clearance. Pair it with a color bulb to represent any of the like cancer diseases that we have that are that organizations are connected to. So then just don't limit yourself to breast cancer awareness. So I thought, I never would have thought about that, to be honest with y'all, like throwing a colored bulb in with the breast cancer warmer. I never would have thought about that. So simple. Self-care basket. So that was another idea that I thought was really cool that one of the leaders had shared on her training the other day, especially as we're approaching closer to not only Easter, but Mother's Day. But she is promoting self-care baskets. She's doing the Scentsy soak from clearance. So your customers are saving a little bit of money. So it's a soap from clearance, a hand lotion, and a body wash. So I thought that was really smart. And you can either create like your own little collage if you wanted to from the products. Again, if you have stuff on hand, throw it together, don't overthink it, and then post it. Post with intentionality. I will say that. Nice, Katie. That's super cute. I love it. You're like, didn't mean for that to happen. You're committed to it. Let's see. What else? Oh, this was really good. So this was an awesome bomb PRV idea. I haven't decided when I'm going to post this. And what I mean by that, if you're just like, what does she mean? Like when she's going to post it. So if y'all don't follow me like on my VIP group, let's not go there. Like most of y'all are not in my VIP group. I know that. But if you're not in my
I was
VIP group,
kicked out.
yes, you were. But you're doing just fine on your own. Block. Block. All right. So anyways, let's get off of that subject. I know it's a sore one for a lot of you guys. Okay. But my personal page. So my personal page and my stories, if you guys follow me on there, which most y'all do, you'll see that I post with intentionality. That takes practice, okay? Because I have scroll brain. So a lot of times when I see things, I'm like, ooh, this will be fun to post. But I'm like, wait a minute. Did I already post something today? Is it relevant to the day? Because y'all know I have themes every day. If it's not relevant, I ain't posting it. Like now there will be things that I will say because I have my personal page, I have my VIP group, and I have my stories. Okay. And then let's just throw Instagram in there. But let's just focus on Facebook, right? So you have those three things with Facebook. So you have the option of categorizing what you want to share. Okay. So in my VIP group, for example, I have themes for every day. If there's something that I'm sharing, like for example, the $25 join special, right? If it doesn't connect to like what my theme is in my VIP group, I'm shooting it over to my personal page or my stories, either one. Probably not both, but one of those. So that's what I mean by that. Like, don't post back to back. Like, if you go to stories, one thing that I'm trying really hard not to do now is every other post in my stories, I want it to be like not Scentsy. Okay. I wanted to break it up because Lord help me. If I go through stories again and I see one of my friends that sells another business and I have to, like go through like 30 photos of the products that they're selling, I'm just like, I don't know about y'all, but like I get over it and I'm like flip and then I go on to the next person. Okay. So don't be that person. Post with intentionality. Post things that you connect with. I also will tie into the live. Make sure and go back and watch the live from last night, you guys, from Scentsy. I'm not going to go over everything that they showed because there's a lot of stuff that's coming out this month and months to come, so I don't want to overwhelm y'all. But Lord, there is some good stuff that they're releasing this month. And that's also connected to you do not have to post all the things. Okay. So when I watched the live, for example, last night, I have right beside me, I'm looking at it right now in my notebook. I starred the stuff that I will be sharing and the stuff that I'm not going to share because my customers don't need to know all the things. Now, let's just say that you're like, well, Megan, I want to get the information out to them. I'll feel bad if they find out from somebody else. Well, shoot it into your stories. Post it in your stories, post it on your personal page, whatever you got to do. But for me, I have themes that I do every month now. And if it doesn't tie into the theme, then like I said, I'm just going to put it somewhere else because I want consistency. I struggle with that word with my good old accent. But I just want that in my VIP group. Let's see what's else. Oh, so one thing that's really cool that I was circling back to with my scroll brain, that's really good for your PRV, you guys, is the air purifiers. Okay. So air purifiers, again, if you go to Facebook, if you go up to the top and you search air purifier Scentsy, air purifier filters, you're going to find tons and tons of personal photos where people have stacked like the clean and the dirty filters. That is exactly what I plan on doing. I've been very lucky and my filters are not that dirty. Thank goodness. But some of consultants are filthy, okay? And filthy in a way that they're going to help us with our business. So I plan on actually posting that photo on my personal page. No one needs to know that it's not mine. Like, they don't care. Like, I don't care. But I'm going to post that photo and I'm going to say something like, oh, it's spring cleaning. It's time for me to change out my air filter. Like, they don't have to know it's not my air filter, but that's exactly what I'm doing. So what you want to do is you want to goal yourself. So let me see, I'm going to make sure I read this out right. So air purifiers, you want to goal yourself to get 3 people in on this. Okay. What's really cool is that you can then create a party, right? You want to create a party. And when you're creating the party, you get 2. Yeah. The struggles from when you can't read your handwriting. I want to make sure I read this right. All right, so let's think this through. So yeah, so when you get 2 people, that equals $500. Okay, so you're going to put that into the party, and you're going to use the other air purifier because you're going to earn that. That's what it is. You're going to earn 3 half price credits from the $500 that you're putting in for those 2 air purifiers, right? The 3 credits. So I'm going to run down. All right, Katie, thanks for joining us. Talk to you later. So you're going to put the 2 air purifiers under the link, and then you get 3 half price credits from that party automatically. So then that 3 half price credits are going to go towards the other air purifier, which is really cool. And then once you do that, that's also going to give you enough rewards to go towards 3 filters. And then you get to do a bundle of pods, which is really cool. But also, you guys, also Kristen, and then those y'all that are watching the replay, if y'all have questions about the air purifier deal with the 3 people, let me know, and then also we could talk that through it at another time. Let's see what else. Oh, one thing that I personally plan on doing, and I'm like so regretting not doing this when we did the clean bundles in January, but one consultant had a really cute idea, and what she did is whenever she sold either the clean bundles or the laundry bundle, she included a $5 coupon in the bundle to be geared towards the other bundle, which I thought was really cool. And like what she did was she did the clean bundle, for example. She did a $5 coupon. The laundry love bundle, you guys, if you didn't already know this, is $50, I believe. So $50, and then you're just taking 5 off. For me personally, a lot of times, like, now that's just not saying like if it's not in your budget, don't do it. But a lot of times, like, I will offer like customers like local shipping, like half off shipping, $3 for shipping. So half off meaning if it's like $6, then I'm contributing $3 to their order. So my customers that typically when I'm doing that, they're not ordering like $20 worth of product. Like, these are people that are normally ordering like 60, 50, plus. So if they're getting the laundry love bundle, that's already $50, and then you're just taking $5 off of it. But you've already got the clean bundle from them, So that's just a personal special. That's something that we can't advertise on social media, but you could just print it off. That's something I plan on creating myself. So I'll share that with you guys in our chat group if y'all want to use it. Another thing that she had a really cool idea on, I forgot about this, is when she did the clean bundle, she said that she included laundry samples in with the clean bundle, which was genius. And then she included the $5 coupon. So that kind of like reeled them in, and gave them a little taste. Because it's like, I feel like once you get one of the bundles, then you're pretty much sold on the other one. Let's see, what else? Oh, one thing that I personally plan on doing is when you have customers that are ordering from you from a regular basis, go ahead and just create them an individual link for them to use. Create a shopping link for them. At this point, you guys, I'm going to be honest with y'all. There's a lot of customers that I don't even give them the option because I'm already placing orders for them. I'm not even giving them the option because my thing is that if I'm placing the order for you, you're getting a shopping link. And I tell y'all, my customers have not come back on me and been like, no, go ahead and delete that. I don't need a personal shopping link. Like, who's going to tell you that, right? What it is they're telling you no because they don't want to bother you. You know, they don't want you to go that extra step. They're like, oh, it's going to take forever. Well, if you go ahead and do it, it's going to take a couple of seconds. You send them that link, you copy and paste it, and you're like, oh, hey, by the way, thank you so much for your order. Here's your personal shopping link. It never expires. You can use it anytime you want. And they're like, what? You already did that? That quick? And I'm like, yeah, it didn't take long at all. And then what's so cool, by the way, not all of them, but most of them will come back a couple minutes later, maybe the next day, and they're like, hey, can I share that link with other people? And you're like, yeah, you can. Share away. And bam, you've already created yourself a party. Look at that. Sneaky. Didn't even know it, right? Like you create a party for them. They weren't ready for that. Let's see what else. Oh, this was good too. Pay attention to what your customers are posting in going back to their personal pages. Pay attention to what they're posting about. Okay. What does that mean? So we're getting into the summertime, right? So a lot of our customers have kiddos in sports. What can they use when their kiddos are in sports? Scentsy Fresh, laundry line, things like that. Things that are super quick. Scentsy Fresh, by the way, I plan on doing like a little reel video this week because I had a really cool genius idea. Because Scentsy Fresh, to me, I got this off of the live last night. Scentsy Fresh to me is by far my favorite product. The reason why is because it is the one product that I can use in a jiffy and fake out the entire house that I've been cleaning it, right? So people are coming over. I do this all the time, by the way, just so y'all know. I'm not making this up. So when I hate cleaning. So there are a lot of times I'm going to be transparent. I go a couple weeks sometimes without cleaning. Whatever. Don't judge me. That's where Scentsy Fresh comes in, right? Fake it till you make it. So like get Scentsy Fresh and I'm spraying the curtains. I'm spraying the bedspread. I'm spraying the couch. I've got my warmer going. Somebody comes in the house and they're like, oh, it smells so good. You know, they don't smell the fact that I haven't done the laundry, that I haven't vacuumed, that I have a dog in the house, that we've got 2 cats. Y'all get the point. Like they're not smelling that funk, right? Like they're just like, oh, how does she have time? You know, how does she have time to clean the house? Well, I don't. I don't have time. Don't go in, like I close all the doors, right? Like don't go in the rooms. But yeah, y'all get what I mean. It's just freaking hilarious. But that's just something as an example that you guys can do. Just be honest, just be transparent, right? Like don't feel like making your bed, spray it with Scentsy Fresh. Have funky teenagers, spray it with Scentsy Fresh. Yes. Yeah. I like when it's like what is it? They do it like the guns. I'm like pew 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 pew. Make it fun. Oh, by the way, incorporate your family in on it too. Take a picture with them. They don't have them in the camera. Just have like your kiddos on the couch watching the TV show. Have the Scentsy Fresh behind them, like Stinky Kids this summer, and then have the Scentsy Fresh stuff like that. You're getting the family in your marketing without letting them know. Let's see what else. Oh, this is another one that's on my list, you guys, that not this month because this month is like hella busy for me, but April I'm planning on doing with my customers. I've done this last year during 2 years ago during quarantine, and my friends actually really enjoy this. So I posted this and I said, I have 5 spots open, have a load of laundry on me. So basically what that means is I'm not doing their laundry. Like don't get confused about that. I have samples set up for them to wash their laundry, right? I did porch drop off just because I'm a nice person, but you could do a porch drop off. You could even do a sample of Scentsy Fresh if you wanted to, something extra, but just laundry samples. Drop it off to them. I would say give them about a week and then make sure and follow up because follow up is key. But yeah, just fine. That's not that hard, right? Just 5 people. And just say on their first come, first serve. And here's the catch. Ask them when you're following up with them to give you a review on your personal page, tag you, and you'll send them a scent circle. It's a win-win for everybody. What else? So one thing I plan on showing you guys over the next week or 2, not tonight, because we've been on here a hot minute, is that on your dashboard, by the way, if you didn't already know this, we have once a month a newsletter that gets sent out, right? So on the newsletter, Scentsy has this, like, I can't believe like how awesome this is. If y'all didn't already know this, Scentsy has this set up where it is, it's like a spreadsheet and it shows us where our customers have what they call unique clicks. Okay. Y'all staying with me? Stay with me. So unique clicks, basically what that means is you can go into it, and Scentsy is letting us know what in our newsletter or our catalog our clients, our customers are clicking on. Okay. So they're going to let us know if they're clicking on a warmer, if they're clicking on the air purifier. So what does that mean, you ask? That means that's the happy mail that you need to be sending to your customers. It's subliminal marketing. Don't private message them and say, hey, I saw that you can't even say this with a straight face. You know what I'm saying, Kristen? Hey, I saw you clicked on the Harry Potter warmer. I was
They would never go to your site again.
I'm like turning red. I'm laughing so hard. I'm like, please don't do that, you guys. Yeah, I'm like crying. I'm laughing so hard. Please don't do that, you guys. Those of y'all that are watching the replay, don't be creepy. Don't be creepy. Be like, I saw what you posted. No, just be sneaky. Don't be creepy. Be sneaky. There's a difference. You can give it like a day or two, and this is what you can do when you message them. You can private message them or text them and say, hey, I was actually changing out my filter in my air purifier this week, and I was thinking about you. This would be really great in your house. Like, don't say, I saw you clicked on the air purifier, right? But you can reword it, right? I saw you. I saw what you clicked. I saw you. You see me? No, don't do that. You can just say, hey, I thought of you when I saw this, or I thought of you when this came out, and I thought of you. Like, do that instead. Don't be creepy. So that's the one thing. And then the other thing that you can do, like I said, give me a second, I'm gonna show y'all something. Is you can send your customers mail, okay? And I'm gonna show you what I mean by that, because I have one flyer actually here, so I can show y'all. So in our consultant store, we have these awesome flyers that are already made up. So this is actually for the pet line. So if I have a customer that's clicking on the pet line, this is something that I could send them in the mail with a sample. I'm not even going to tell them. I'm just going to mail it to them. I want to follow up with them, but I don't need to tell them. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to get that in the mail with a cute little sample, and then they're going to be like, well, that's kind of strange. I was actually just thinking about getting the pants shampoo the other day. Think about it as like how creepy it is, like when we're having conversations around our technology, and then you jump on Facebook, and then there's this coincidence of this column, right, of products that we were just talking about that I didn't search on, but here it is. Oh, and I guess I'll go ahead and order it. It's the same thing. So use that to your advantage. Like I said, I'll probably cover that not this week, maybe next week. We'll go on our Zoom, and then I'll show you guys once our newsletter goes out, I'll show y'all where the unique clicks are and then what it looks like, because it is like the coolest thing ever. Let's see. I know there were a couple more things that I had left. Where was it? On my crazy notes. Can y'all see that? Let's see. I think. Oh yeah, there we go. So going back to just selling 6 packs of themed wax, the possibilities are endless, you guys, for themed 6 packs of wax. Can't talk anymore. You take a drink. Have fun with it. When I hit director last year, the last month, I was gearing towards it, and I was short by so much, like 6 packs of wax. So once a day, I was posting a theme, and you could call it, like Kristen, you could call it Kristen 6 pack of wax. Kristen, pick out your favorite 6 scents. Pick out I do 6 personally, but y'all can do 3 as well. Pick out your favorite smells and name it them. When my customers place orders for wax and they're ordering it in sets of like 3 and 6, I will go in my VIP group and I'll thank them and I'll tag them. I'll be like, hey, thanks so much for your order. If you'd like to order Kristen's 6 pack of wax, comment below, and then I'll actually have every single scent listed, and then I'll call it like their name, so like Megan 6 pack of wax, because it makes it more personal, right? Like you're like, oh my gosh, there's like a 6 pack of wax named after me. I'm so special. And then people will be like, well, I want Megan 6 pack of wax because it's like things that I like, right? And it's relatable. Print out, actually, sorry, we're gonna skip over that. I didn't really like that one too much. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't like it. I'm like, y'all won't get it. It's too late for it anyways, because it retired last month, so we're not gonna worry about this one. What else? Oh, post a poll in your VIP group. I don't know if you can do polls on your personal page, but you can in your VIP group. So post a poll in your VIP group. One thing that I like to do, usually about like a month or two before Bring Back My Bar comes back, which I believe this year is in June. So June is when Bring Back My Bar will be here. So you could pretty much do that around like April or May. Do a poll and basically keep it simple and ask, what is your favorite retired scent? When they list them below, or just do a post, do a post and just say, you know, comment below, what is your favorite retired scent? This is mine. When you're answering, put it in the comments, because that's helping with your Facebook algorithm, and then more people will see it, by the way. So if you're ever answering like a post that you're doing, whether it's like a game or a poll, post your answer in the comments. That'll help out big time. When your customers are commenting, so this is super important, okay? When your customers are commenting on that post, take a screenshot of it, write it down, whatever you got to do. You're going to use that as reference, because what's going to happen is that, well, two things, is that you can actually connect the bars that they want back. You can connect them with bars that we have currently, because we have Scentsy bars that are old and current that have similar ingredients, right? And if you need help with that, reach out to me. I love doing stuff like that. It's one of my favorites. Otherwise, when Bring Back My Bar comes back, then you can refer back to that list of scents that they wish would come back. And it's like a win-win when it is their favorite bar that's coming back. I have customers that have a bar that's coming back this June. They've asked me about it since I joined with Scentsy almost 3 years ago. It's a Berry of Paradise. I can't stand it. But there's like 4 of them, you guys, that are ready for it. And I'm ready for it too. I'm like, bring it on June, because it was like a wing and a prayer, honestly, for this bar to come back. What else? Oh, if you guys use AMI, if you're not familiar or you don't know what I'm talking about, don't even worry about it. But if you have AMI, make sure you're checking it, because AMI is going to let you know customers to follow up with. So those are people that are going to help you with your PRV, because AMI lets you know that it's been a hot minute since they ordered. And those are the ones that are more likely going to put in for your group order. Just FYI. One thing that I also plan on doing in the next month or two, when we get closer to like after spring break and the craziness after that, is I plan on scheduling an open house in my house. So that's something that you can possibly consider doing. I know that not everybody's comfortable right now getting out and about and socializing with everyone, but there are people who are doing that. So you can always just open up the possibility. That's the same thing for your hosts. That's the same thing for your new team members. I plan on doing that with my new team members that I'm bringing onto the team, is doing like a small, intimate little house get together. Don't overthink it. Bring your testers, bring a warmer if you have it. If not, bring catalogs, order sheets, and your testers, and then you'll be good to go. Let's see. What else? Oh, check on your customers to see if their bulbs, how their bulb stock is going on. If they need any bulbs. Our customers, you guys forget about the fact that we sell bulbs, and they also forget that they need to replace their bulbs. So that's something that you can easily get, you know, a smidge of PRV on. That's not going to cost an arm and a leg. What else? Oh, you can always upcharge with them. So what I mean by upcharge, or I should say like upgrade, really not upcharge, sorry. Upgrade is that if you're getting like, for example, 1 bulb, then that's where you want to be smart and know your bundles. So make sure, and if you're new to Scentsy, that you are looking at the bundles on our website, because bundles can help you go from basically them ordering 1 bulb to a 3-pack of bulbs. So for example, if they're going to order 1 bulb and it's $2, then you're like, hey, I just want to let you know, if you bundle 3 bulbs, you actually get it for $5. And you save $1. Like, you know, and then I guarantee you, anytime you talk to them about that, they're going to get it. Like, I very rarely have customers that are like, no, I'll just take that 1 bulb. It's the same thing if they have 4 wax bars and you notice they have 4, then you'd be like, hey, did you know that if you bundle 5, you get 1 free? And then you're automatically like increasing your PRV already there. Let's see what else. I think that's actually pretty much about it. 22. I know that was a lot. What else? What else? Oh, the last one that I was going to share with you guys is one that I've done once before, and it was a lot of fun. Was a battle of the host. So super simple. Basically, the way that that works, you really want to try to really truly get two hosts that are like local to you, because that's where it's the easiest. But battle of the host basically means that you have two or more people coming in, and they have to bring in an equal amount of sales. And then if they do, then you split up all the rewards, which is really cool. So if you think about it, a $200 minimum party, you have two people, all they have to do is get $100 worth of sales from their friends and family. In order to qualify for it, they both get $10 in host rewards. They both get a half price credit. It's pretty awesome. If you have somebody that's wanting to host a party with you guys during the summertime and they're either hesitant because they're super busy or they may not necessarily know a lot of people, that's where this whole thing can come into play. You don't necessarily have to call it Battle of the Host, because I know some people that are like, what the heck is that? You could just keep it simple and just be like, hey, no problem. I'm actually going to reach out to my VIPs and see if anybody else would like to earn some free Scentsy and half price Scentsy. And then just do that. Just play it by ear. I've done really well with that before. I've also family members, by the way. So if they know somebody, that's where it gets serious, because a lot of people like to compete, right? So if you have somebody that wants to host, be like, hey, do you have a friend or family member that would like to earn some free and half price Scentsy? We could get you in it together and then make it like a little competition. All right, girl. Yeah, we're actually done. That was the last one. So that was perfect. I will see y'all later. Bye, Kristen. See you later. And everyone else, thank you guys so much for hanging tight and watching the replay. If you did watch the replay, make sure and reach out to me if you have any other questions. Otherwise, I will talk to y'all later. I will make an announcement also on our team page and remind you guys, but we are not doing Power Hour Zoom Friday and Saturday because I have an event this weekend. So we're going to pick that back up this next week. All right, y'all. I will talk to y'all later, and I hope everyone has a good night. Bye, guys.